Stand by for action.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Welcome to the fastest aviation show on YouTube with my good self Stu Bear, and tonight it's with a very heavy heart that we bring you the very, very sad news that yesterday the wonderful Felix Baumgartner so sadly lost his life. He was a superhero, daredevil, but most of all the most wonderful man. Anybody that met him at the Midlands Air Festival will tell you the same. Tonight's show is dedicated to the wonderful...
Hello everyone, it's me, Felix Baumgartner. Just landed here at Midland Airfield, putting out a nice air show with my Bo 105 helicopter. Did some aerobatics here. You probably also remember me from my jump from space back in 2012. I was the first human breaking the speed of sound in free fall. But most importantly, you are watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
And the lasting memory that I'll have of Felix was seeing him with all the hundreds of people wanting autographs and just wanting to meet him. And I can tell you that he met all of them. Such a wonderful guy. Everybody that he met will tell you the same. Coming up later tonight at around about 10 to 8, we have a very special tribute to that wonderful man, Felix Baumgartner. Tonight's show dedicated to you. Start things off tonight though, we were at the Royal International ETA 2 on Wednesday for the arrivals. And of course, it's this weekend. It all kicked off today. So, to start things off tonight, what we have is the heavies from Wednesday arrivals for the Royal International ETA 2, and they don't get much heavier than this. The C5 Galaxy.
Turning right at traffic 34 south.
And just look at this. The Royal Jordanians certainly paint their aircraft up very special. And when it arrived on Wednesday, as you will see, just look at this.
Hi, I'm Steph and I'm watching the arrivals at the Royal International Air Tattoo on day 1. And you're watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
And just in case you forgot, hey, coming up later tonight, we have the full version of the arrivals from Wednesday. That's at 8:10 tonight. And don't forget, at 10 to 8, we have that special tribute to Felix Baumgartner. And boy oh boy, would we really treated to some very special aircraft on Wednesday. We call this the Heavies Part 2. Very quickly saying hi to a few fantastic people in the chat room tonight. We have our wonderful friend, that's John Swain. You're going to see John a little bit later. UHM 100, John Bullen, Piator is also with us. EP65, great to see you tonight. Mark Riches, Brad MSM.
Leader 9, course Thunder 4, Ricky, coming to 7. Leader 9, thank you, back to ground 121.180, Thunder 4, ground 121.180. 121.180, Thunder 4.
Also saying hi to Charles Duma, Becky Davis, and who else? Dick and McVitie is also with us.
Seven Tower, Suite 2 ships, Suite 403, long final around with. Check Air Force 6012, cleared for immediate takeoff, runway 27, wind 270, knots. Landing up runway 27 for immediate takeoff, check Air Force 6012. German Air Force 425, there will be a departure ahead of you. German Air Force 425, copy.
Also very quickly saying hi to Hobby Time, Andrew C.
German Air Force 425, check 3 greens, runway 27, cleared to land, wind 2707 knots. German Air Force 425, 3 greens, rechecked, runway 27, cleared land.
And also a very special mention to Maria Lane. She's going to be watching the show back later tonight.
123.555, thank you. 123.555 for radar. Check out for 6012. Thank you, sir. Goodbye. Yeah. 2207, now final runway 27. Echo Golf Yankee 2207, report with 4 miles to run, runway 27, QNH 10, surface wind 3006 knots. Leader 6 down. Car leader 6, leader 6, report holding at Bravo. Report holding at Bravo, leader. Tower, leader 6, to get the 400 copy, turning left now. German Air Force 425, hello again, holding short in Delta off runway 27. Max. German Air Force 425, 121.18, monitor only. See ya. And Delta will turn Air Force 3103 left 4 miles. Italian Air Force 0101, that's correct, Italian Air Force 0103, runway 27, it's cleared to land, wind 3408 knots, and roll to the west end of the runway. Clear runway 27, copy, roll to the west end of the runway, turn Air Force 0103.
Hotel AFM, report at initials, so there's one in short final.
Visual on the short final, report low initial, Delta Hotel, and confirm the visual pattern is to the north.
Say again?
Confirm the overhead pattern, the visual is to the north for the brake.
Brake at the upwind end of the runway, please.
To the northwest.
And coming up on Airshow World right now, it's helicopter time, especially for Ado. Well then, Ado Wednesday at the Air Tattoo. My goodness me, did we have some fantastic helicopters. So, as I just said on the intro, especially for you, my man.
Set down on the runway and then vacate right. Sector 09, that's a copy, set down the runway and then vacate on the Foxtrot. Heading 140, set time when you're ready. Copy, airway 140, number 1, runway right, get on a left, holding from runway, runway 27. We have the contact ground 121.180. Bye-bye. Ground 121.180. Contact there for ground 121.180. Goodbye.
it's a very, very big thank you to Andy UHN 100 for that amazing donation. You are wonderful. Thank you so much.
Aircraft will be static aircraft. The other two aircraft behind are flying.
German Army 01 Juliet, correct. So the static aircraft vacated Echo. That's the second to the last exit.
Yeah, static is vacating via Echo. German Army 01 aircraft.
And a very good evening to, is in the chat room, that's Alan Burden. Also hi to Mark Riches. And don't forget, keep those hearts coming.
If you can expedite the aircraft, please, down runway 27 to vacated Echo. Copy this, vacated.
And coming up for you right now on Stu Bear's Airshow World, it's time to go way back in time with classic air shows. And tonight we've got a double bill of it. We're going to start off, well, not going back too far. We go back to that beautiful, hot weekend of Royal International Air Tattoo from 2022. And then after that, we go back to, I believe, 1992 or thereabouts. But to start things off, here it is, the fantastic display of the Spanish F-18 Hornet. And a good evening to Hobby Time. Don't you worry, my man. You take your time. Enjoy. That's better. A few hearts. Keep them going. Don't forget, hit the like button as well.
So contact Fairford Ground 121.180. 121.180 Vortex.
And of course, we've got to give a very special mention to Christina. Always great to see Christina in the chat room.
Ground, hello. I'll update you if needs be. Let me know if you need any service.
Look at all those hearts. If you can see the chat room, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so here it is, the brilliant display of this F-18.
With the delay, it was just +1. Not very significant, just the display is +1 minute now with the bird strike. So from 2022, we go back to the 1990s.
Well, I get so many requests to do the classic air shows, and all of these restored through what's called the time-based corrector. And just look how it improves the quality.
Yeah, if you have to put the sign on, it's a best of three. Yeah, alright.
I'm sure you agree, some wonderful aircraft from the 1990s. On a departure day from the Royal International Air Tattoo. More coming up though from this year's International Air Tattoo in just a couple of moments. But before we do that, from 2002, I've got to include this. One of my favourite displays that they've had down there. Just look at this sight. A very slow fly past of the fantastic Beluga XL. And if you're at the Air Tattoo this particular weekend, I hope the weather gods are kind to you. This particular year, it was incredible. It was pretty good on Wednesday, I believe yesterday, and today has been also very good. Extremely hot. So fingers crossed for, of course, tomorrow, Sunday, and the departures on Monday.
Lovely, isn't it? Yeah, you know, it's about lovely place.
Yeah, and coming up in a moment, we've got the organiser, one of the organisers from the Midlands Air Festival.
Beluga, to confirm your intention. We are heading now 320 5000. Flight finished. Going back to the other frequency. Beluga, Roger, just remain with me. I'll call you back. Okay.
Hi, John Swain, event organiser from Midlands Air Festival. You're watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
You certainly are, Haid, my main man. That's John Swain. He's in the chat room as well. And don't know if you noticed, I've got the hat on as well. Well, coming up for you right now, we've got the fast jet section from Wednesday arrivals, Royal International Air Tattoo this week.
Airmail on the right.
Cessna 09, can you vacate disregard, just continue down.
Let's go with I'll expedite for Foxtrot.
Heavy 1405, extend downwind, helicopter still backtracking everything.
Tower number 3, show final control clear for that. Thank you, sir. Clear to learn away to 7.
You can route downwind to report right base for Romeo 09, remain to the south of here.
We are going to right downwind 09 and I think Air Force 810.
Roger, hold on right base for Romeo 09.
So hold on right base. First right one is the rotary downwind system.
One Romeo 276 land, Cessna, that's 350 turn on.
Straight land, Cessna 81.
Cessna 3, thanks. Check Air Force 810, fair for town.
Ready to cap, check Air Force 810.
Check Air Force 810, we've had traffic declare an emergency. Thunder 2, sorry, you were stepped on there, you are this land, 350 turn on.
Cleared van
And I'll imagine a lot of people were very, very excited to see these aircraft turn up from the Pakistan Air Force. So a quick question for everybody in the chat room. Are they actually flying this weekend, or is it just static? But look at these. First time I've actually seen these aircraft. Coming up tonight at 10 past 8, we've got the full version of Wednesday's arrivals. So if you want to see the full complete version, because tonight we're just showing you a few little snippets, a few highlights. So if you want to see the full version, 10 past 8 tonight, you should be auto-directed at the end of the show tonight. And coming up in just 10 minutes from now, we've got that tribute to the one and only, the man we dedicate tonight's show to. That's Felix Baumgartner. Don't miss it.
Finforce 322, roger, you're clear to land runway 27, the surface wind is 340 degrees 4 knots. Good land,
Italian Airport 0102, right hand brake to F18 on short final.
And a good evening to Mel and Linz. Actually, I'm not at Fairford this weekend. We were there on Wednesday. But of course, hey, we'll be at Shuttleworth next Saturday. So hopefully we will see you for their fantastic air show. That's it's happening next Saturday at Shuttleworth. And in a moment, just look what you see in the background. Now, I believe we were supposed to have 2 B1s. Now, as far as I know, one of them has gone. Tech wasn't able to make it across here, but I'm sure you guys down there at Fairfield at the moment, you'll be able to put me in the picture.
Check decimal 180. 180.
Well, Mel and Linz, have yourself a fantastic weekend at the Royal International Air Tattoo. I'm very jealous. Ah, and we managed to get a tornado. And if you're wondering where we've been for the last month, we haven't done any live shows for the last month. We'll tell you why in a couple of moments. And especially for Piotr, I'm sure you'll enjoy this.
Well, the first 2 letters are right.
Second left, taxiing Echo. 6, you're planning with default and running vacation, meet Echo Tunnel. Final report on the brake. So that point 60 degrees 7 knots. Back up. Okay.
Well, it certainly is a long day when you go to the arrivals of the Royal International Air Tattoo from early morning till early evening. With those Greek, or should I say Hellenic Air Force Mirages.
Small 180, bye-bye.
And if you're near East Midlands Airport this particular weekend, on Sunday, we have the Red Arrows doing a fly past here. So certainly look out for that. They're doing a straight line, straight across from, of all places, near Colville. So if you're in the vicinity, look out for that. Or if you're lucky enough to be at the Royal International Air Tattoo, you'll love it.
Hello, I'm Spencer, and you can hear my show every weekday afternoon from 1 till 4 on Caravan Radio. It's a radio station for the caravan and motorhome community, and it would be great if you can come and have a listen. But what I'm here to do now is to introduce Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Well, if you wonder what we've been doing for the last month, we haven't had any live shows, but I've been still doing the Friday night shows for you. This is what we've been up to. We've been around France doing our usual videos. If you've never joined us on the Travelling Bear with Stu Bear, what we do, we go to beautiful locations. We show you how to get there. It's not just about the motorhome locations. We also give you lots of information about beautiful places to go. And we also managed to see, they're on at the moment, it's the Tour de France. We saw these last Tuesday. And just look at that helicopter as well, I do. And look at this. See, you just never know what you're going to meet or what you're going to come across. We were cycling through this forest in the southern Normandy area. And we were looking at these monuments. They were everywhere. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we heard this sound, wondered what on earth it was. And of course, it was that guy playing this French horn next to the monument for a Halifax bomber that came down. If ever you go around that area, it is amazing. And if you want any information about it, join us, please do, on the Travelling Bear with Stu Bear. It's not just about locations, it's a way to show you wonderful, beautiful places.
A few years ago, that iconic image of a man in a spacesuit standing on a ledge, looking at the curvature of the Earth, about to jump out of a balloon at the edge of space. That man was Felix Baumgartner. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you today, Mr. Felix Baumgartner.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here.
So my first question, and I think it's the one on most people's minds, is what the hell made you decide that you were going to jump out of a balloon at the edge of space?
Well, you know, I started skydiving when I was 16 years old, out of a childhood dream, and when you're in the sport for so long, you want to push the envelope a little bit. And after so many years doing base jumps all over the world, I ended up in jumping to the edge of space because I always wanted to fall faster than anyone else, breaking the speed of sound in free fall. And in 2006 we started. We talked to Joe Kittinger, that's the guy back in the 60s who almost broke the speed of sound with only 33 skydives. That's not a lot, you know. So this is the real pioneer. Then we spent 5 years developing a capsule, made our own parachutes, our own pressure suit, did a couple of test jumps from a 70,000 feet, from a 90,000 feet, and then we went for the big one.
And what was the final altitude that you jumped from?
139,000 feet.
Oh my God. Okay, that's an awful lot of kilometres, by the way, for people. Now, I happen to know Colonel Joe Kissinger. I knew him very well as well, because he used to work with me. So I know Colonel Joe, and obviously he did his record in 1961, 62?
Yeah, somewhere around that. And at that time, you know, skydiving was not really a sport. That pressure suit that he had was different. He was on an open gondola, he was not sitting in a pressure capsule, and like I said, he only had 33 skydives. So we all remember when we had 33 skydives, we barely made it out of an airplane, and that guy jumped from 101,000 feet.
Yeah, but then he was in the military, and it was a question of he was being ordered to do it rather than actually saying I want to do it voluntarily. And I believe the glove on his pressure suit failed during the jump, didn't it?
Yeah, the glove failed on his pressure suit, that means his hand got swollen. I think almost twice as big as a normal hand is, but he didn't say anything because he didn't want to abort the mission. That shows what character Joe Kittinger is. He was one hell of a character, he was a very funny guy, very determined, and I owe him so much.
Now, obviously, going through that whole thing, the fact that if you were doing your jump when you were standing there on the edge, were you worried about any of the equipment that you had that was going to fail?
Actually, we tested everything. We had access to Beam Air Force Base. This is where all the shuttle commanders train. We have been in a pressure chamber, we could simulate everything, so we were pretty good prepared before we did it. So we were trying to mitigate the risk, and that's what we did.
Excellent. Well, we're hopefully going to try and grab you again over the weekend, because right now I know that I've got to hand over with Felix to Muskie and the Red Arrows.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, Midlands Air Festival!
Hello everyone, it's me, Felix Baumgartner. Just landed here at Midland Airfield, putting out a nice air show with my Bo 105 helicopter. Did some aerobatics here. You probably also remember me from my jump from space back in 2012. I was the first human breaking the speed of sound in free fall. But most importantly, you are watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
And I've got to tell you, I am so proud of that intro. We're all absolutely devastated in the aviation community, and of course everybody. It didn't just touch the aviation people, he is known throughout the whole world. Felix Baumgartner, blue skies, my friend. And to finish tonight's show, here he is with this amazing display from the Midlands Air Festival. And very quickly, I've got to tell you that he was just one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Such a gentleman. He had time for everybody. I mentioned it earlier, a lasting memory for me was to see him at the end of the show on, I believe it was possibly the Saturday. There was a huge queue that stretched for as far as the eye could see. People wanting to meet him, and he went through everybody. Meeting and greeting and signing autographs and saying hi to people. Wonderful man. And just look at these aerobatics. We'll see you later tonight if you want to join us for the full version of the arrivals of the Royal International ATA 2. That's at 8:10 tonight. You should be auto-directed across there, but I'm going to leave you in total silence so you can enjoy the rest of this amazing display. Blue skies, as we said. Felix Baumgartner, we love you.
think you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen, that a helicopter really shouldn't be allowed to do all these things. This is extraordinary flying.
All of this made possible by the then revolutionary hingeless rotor system developed by Lockheed engineer Eric Holbach. The helicopter uses a titanium motor with 4 reinforced glass fibre composite blades, and that provides unbelievable flexibility to the rotor. It also lessens the necessity for a whole lot of things, hinges, lead, lamp, flag dampers. That was incredible, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Put your hands together, do a huge Midlands Air Festival wave. That was incredible. Felix, Baumgartner.
You can turn the calibre of the display when all the other display pilots come out to watch.
We'll be back again next Friday night. We'll see you then. And Gary Inge, a good evening to you as well.